Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to yet another episode of Paradigm Shift in Educational Comedy. And I'm Dave Kelso, and this is going to be yet another one of those videos where I attempt to explain a very vast topic in as absolutely short of a means as possible, because I'm a long-winded bastard and I need some practice trying to summarize things efficiently. So I've made other videos where I've done this, and this is yet another one of those types of videos where I'm going to get practice to where I'm not doing it by restricting my expression, by trying not to be long-winded, but at the same time doing my best to remain conscious of the time. Alrighty, so now that the political left and the political right are starting to realize, hey, you know, centrists actually exist. A lot of them still don't realize that centrists exist, but there's quite a few that are starting to wake up and like, oh my God, these centrist people, they're actually a thing. Who and what the fuck are these people? And within that awareness of the existence of centrists, you know, basically they see that centrists appear to enjoy offending everybody. I mean, everybody, the left, the right, equal opportunity, offending everybody. And so the left and the right are looking at this like, wait a minute, what's the point? Like a Republican will say, I can understand enjoying offending liberals. They're liberals after all. And you're supporting your team when you offend the enemy. And, you know, liberals also the same thing. Like, well, I can understand offending those racist, sexist deplorables because, you know, they're racist and sexist. But offending everybody just for the sake of offending everybody. Oh my God, I'm so triggered. Why would anybody do that? Well, those two reactions, which are basically two expressions of the same reaction, just from both sides, those two reactions are exactly why we do that. Okay? Because we're trying to make the point that the establishment, the elites, Wall Street, whatever the fuck you want to call it, pick your buzzword, just don't virtue signal while you're doing it. And both sides do virtue signaling. You do. You're in denial, but you do. So pick your buzzword for, you know, how you want to describe that. But, you know, it's all divide and conquer fucking shit. So basically, if you want it simple, you got this this minority of idiots, psychopathic idiots, that have basically run the world for centuries, if not millennium, using the whole divide and conquer strategy. You make two sides butthurt with each other and make them fight, and, you know, while they're fighting, you go and jack their shit, and you just keep it going. You know, military-industrial complex, if you want to refer to it as that. But that's just the newest buzzword. It's an old game. Rome did it. Babylon did it. Goes back even further than that. I mean, it's classic. And the oldest trick in the book is always the best and most efficient trick in the book, because everybody always falls for the oldest trick in the book, because the hardest thing to see is the obvious, and the best place to hide the obvious is in plain sight. So over the millennia, you know, you're probably wondering, well, why haven't we seen centrists before now? Surely, as centrists are a thing, they've had to have always existed. So where are they in history? Well, here's where they are in history: burned at the stake, slaughtered, killed, murdered. You know, because only with the invention of this thing called the United States of America did this new idea come about that, you know, you can have a disagreement with somebody and it doesn't have to come to blows. You don't have to beat each other bloody, and you don't actually have to murder each other. That you can actually agree to disagree, and both sides get to remain alive while they're doing it. So this has been a relatively new thing, and it's taken practice. I mean, it's not like a magic switch that was flipped and suddenly everybody's civil. The history of the United States has obviously been bloody. It's not like everybody just clicked with the program, as it were. And there's still a lot of people that don't click with the program, like Antifa trying to murder people with bike locks and things like that. But for the most part, I mean, especially on the internet, for fuck's sake, if you have an argument with somebody online, it's not like they're going to track you down and break into your house and tie you to a chair and shoot you in the head, execution style, simply just because they had a difference of opinion with you. So in that sense, humanity has learned to be a lot more civil than they used to be. So this has given the opportunity for centrists to get over their low self-esteem of not fitting in on either side. Because remember, society has always done the conformist meme thing. Gotta support your sports team, your political party, your tribe, and go to the enemy team, political party, tribe, whatever. You've got to throw your spears and hold up your shields and bloody war. That's been the mentality of humanity for centuries. And so, centrists would try to fit in with that because that's the indoctrination. That's what we've all grown up with. Ooh, you got to be liberal, you got to be conservative, you got to be this, you got to be that, you got to fit in, you got to conform, otherwise you're just not going to survive in this world. And what's the age-old excuse that when we're kids growing up and the grown-ups are like, well, it might not be fair and you might not like it, but don't you dare try to change anything. You're a mature, responsible adult if you just conform to all the fucking self-destructive insanity. That's being a mature adult. So yeah, centrists are the people that sort of programming doesn't click, and centrists would typically just get confused and not know what the hell to do, and usually end up depressed and on medication and maybe in the psych ward and whatever else. But now centrists are starting to realize, oh, okay, divide and conquer tactics. We've got this thing called the internet. In the age of information, ignorance is a choice, so us centrists can do this thing called studying. Stuff like history, studying, learning, education, that thing that even the educational system doesn't want to do anymore. Critical thinking has been wiped from the educational system, and people have basically gone dumb. As the old saying goes, the lights are on, but nobody's home. So that kind of describes both for the conservatives and the liberals, because they're running on programs. They've been brought up to be a certain way. Of course, on the liberal side, the colleges just are not helpful. They basically take grown-ups and emotionally bubble wrap them, and it's pretty nasty. But the Republicans are really no better. They are reverse SJWs, as I like to call them. Whereas anything you say that an SJW doesn't like, you're automatically racist, sexist, this, that, whatever, cultural appropriation, blah, blah, blah. On the conservative side, if you say anything they don't like, well, you're automatically a whiny crybaby SJW, just because unicorns. And so just like the left says, oh, you're literally Hitler because I say so, and Nazi is what I say it is. Oh my God. Well, the Republicans kind of do the same thing, only instead of saying literally Hitler and Nazi and all that, they say, oh, you're an SJW because I say so. Oh, you disagreed with me. You're an SJW who hates liberty and freedom. You're a communist liberal moonbat because you didn't agree with me on something. So by default, that automatically, So yeah, that is the right version of, oh my God, you're a racist, you're a sexist, you're literally Hitler. So the right has their own version of that as well. So yeah, what centrists have learned to do, it's not really so much about enjoying offending everybody as it is respecting everybody's rights to be who they are. Because some people, dare I say most people, just aren't happy unless they just aren't happy. So us centrists, we we just respect their rights to that. I mean, we don't go out of our way to butt in everybody's business and attack everybody. We don't go stalking people or harassing people or anything like that. We just remain on our own sites and profiles and stuff like that, and we just do this really, really nasty, horrible, terrible thing called being honest and authentic and being ourselves and being truthful. And that in and of itself creates massive fucking outrage within the right and the left. See, all you have to do to start an argument online is just be honest. You don't even have to go to some other forum to do it. Just remain in your own backyard and just post honestly what you think about things. And oh my God, kaboom! Watch the fucking butthurt flow through people, man. It's crazy. It's interesting. And when you learn to respect people's rights to be like that, and yes, it's kind of required that you enjoy respecting that right. So when you respect people's rights to be that way, then you kind of do like what the black people did with the word nigger. You kind of own it. Every insult, you just own it. And when you own it, you just kind of like have created this automatic protection. Call it meme magic if you want. But, you know, yeah. So when you own it, they don't really know what to do, because from the left or the right perspective, you can't own that. You can't respond with, oh, cool. Yeah, I'm a racist because you say so. Awesome. Because I disagreed with you, and oh yeah, that totally makes me a racist. I totally agree. Sick Heil, you know, and you're just laughing at them, and they're like, they can't do that. They're supposed to be offended. They're supposed to attack me. What's happening here? I have a software-based frontal lobotomy, and my neural networks have no data on the hard drive to tell me how to respond to that. And then their mind does a blue screen of death, and fight or flight mechanism kicks in. And so they either have to scream inanely at you until they run out of energy, like an 800-pound fat guy trying to run around the block constantly. But obviously, that's gonna be a fail. They can't do that. They'll inevitably collapse in a pile of sweat in their safe space. Yeah. So, oh my God, did you just fat shame? Well, not really. I mean, I used to be 245 pounds and had like a freaking like beach ball for a belly. So if you think I'm picking on people for being overweight or disabilities. Oh yeah, and I have Tourette syndrome as well, which I would really suspect is a form of autism based on all the signs. So it's like, I'm a weaponized autist. Praise catch. Yes. So like when I put that connection together, that made me feel like better. That made me feel pretty awesome. So yeah. Anyway, hopefully you guys are getting the point here. Centrists don't go out of their way to fuck with everybody else. They don't go out of their way to butt in on everybody else's business and cause trouble. We stay right in our own backyards making fun of everybody else, and they get butthurt and come to us. And when they come to us, we're just like, yeah, you know, party time. and it's great. So this comes from learning to respect the rights of the people who just aren't happy unless they just aren't happy, instead of feeling like we have to convince them or conform them, instead of being narcissists ourselves and looking at them and going, no, you're not allowed to be the way you are. You have to be who I say you are. Instead of doing that narcissistic bullshit, we're shedding our narcissism and being like, hey, if your mind is absolutely made up and you're going to be so self-destructive and, you know, destructive and self-destructive that you have to fight another team and then implode yourselves and be the bitch of the millennia-old divide and conquer tactics. Well, why are we obligated to fall for that same divide and conquer tactic? I say if y'all want to destroy yourselves, have a party and do it. Win yourselves a bunch of Darwin Awards, and more power to you. As a matter of fact, I wish I could put y'all, all you people that just want to fight and war and hate. The solution to violence is too intelligent to be practical. It would never happen this way. But I think that if there was an island that that everybody who is hateful and wants to just destroy all these other teams, whether it's a political party or a race or a religion or whatever, you know, put them all on the island, put a big massive pile of guns in the middle of the island, and let the problem take care of itself. When I say that, people are often like, oh my God, that sounds kind of a little final solution-y there, Dave, doesn't it? It's like, no, not really. Because with Hitler's final solution, people were forced into the camps. With this island, hateful people would sign up. You give them full disclosure of exactly what you're doing and why. They'll sign up. Same as a football team. It's a level playing field either way. But each team believes that they have the superior players and that their team will win. Rah, 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 go team. So the same reason as to why people play sports and go to attend sports, that's why hateful people on the left and the right would definitely volunteer to sign up to go to this island. And just to make my point, if you happen to be a conservative or a liberal who has been able to tolerate this video all the way up to this point to be able to hear me say this, post a comment and prove exactly what I'm saying. Because, you know, if you're one of those racist idiots and, you know, hateful people, then yeah, you're definitely going to be like, I want to go kill them niggers, or I want to go kill them Muslims, or I want to go kill them Jews, or you know, who and whatever it is you hate. I mean, you know, people like you will openly admit that, oh yeah, if there was an island that you could have your little battle on, that you have full faith in your team to go kill and defeat the inferior enemy. I mean, that's been the basis of all war for thousands of years. So, I mean, I think that if any of you have the courage to reply in the comments about it, that this will simply just prove itself. Anybody that you view as a threat and an enemy, you're definitely going to be all down for going and killing them. I mean, shit. Because you've drank the Kool-Aid, you've fallen for it. There's no talking you out of it. I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I'm embracing it. I'm saying if you guys want to go kill yourselves, please do it. Go fight each other. Go murder each other. Just leave the rest of us out of it. That's all I'm asking. Leave the rest of us out of it. But other than that, go do it. You know, the Bible says 2/3 of the earth will be destroyed. I don't think they're talking about lakes and land masses. I think they're talking about self-destructive fucking people who refuse to shift out of the divide and conquer thing. So, yeah, I think we're in the end times. Not the end of the world. 2012 was the end of the world as we knew it, but not the end of the world. So, yeah, I mean, shit. I think we're living in a time of prophecy at the moment. I do think so. So, you know, just like Kirk said about the Klingons, let them die. You know, if they want to destroy themselves, they have my blessing. And if you think that that is a negative attitude, just remember, evil is too cowardly to do evil itself. Evil always uses and manipulates good people and good intentions. Because remember, all evil needs to triumph is for good people to do nothing. So the vast majority of evil is not carried out by evil people. It is carried out by good people, honest people, decent people who've been tricked into being hateful and stupid and narrow-minded. So yes, you know, these people are good people, but it doesn't mean that they shouldn't go destroy themselves, because I am tired of thousands of years of humanity and business as usual. In order for us to move into a better world, it's time to face the mess and clean up the mess and take out the garbage. And I think if the garbage is going to take itself out, if good people who have been co-opted to the point that they can't be helped, you know, almost like a rabid dog, time to put the rabid dog down. In this case, the rabid dog puts itself down. I'm all for it. Kill each other, please, quickly, so that the rest of us who aren't hateful, who haven't been co-opted, and who actually want a better fucking peaceful world can begin building it in your ashes. So please, kill yourselves. And I don't mean suicide. I don't mean slit your own throat. I mean fight each other. Do that thing you want to do. Go on that island somewhere, murder each other, war with each other until there's none of you fucking left. I'm not talking about suicide. I'm not talking about literally slitting your own throat. So don't misunderstand me. That's not what I mean by kill yourselves. I mean fight each other, war with each other, quickly, aggressively, fiercely until you're both dead. Win a fucking Darwin Award. Put yourselves out of the rest of our misery. And yeah, I would absolutely love that at this point, because I am sick of humanity's bullshit. The way we've been living for thousands of years is not sustainable. I'm a centrist. Fuck y'all. And for those of you who I've not offended, have a wonderful day. Chatelet, praise keck, fuck it.